Hi guys, good morning. You are all welcome once again to Catfish Solution Academy. In here, we give you in-depth information about catfish farming. We give you some of the core informations about catfish farming that will make your business roll. So once again, my name still remains Mortality. I'm your anchor. Today is the 16th of January 2021, and today I'm having a longer episode which I'll be using that opportunity to give you some lectures to as well, which are key lectures for most farmers and intending farmer or prospective farmer. Why this is because there are a lot of asked questions, and there are a lot of some questions we do face when we visit farms or when we try to set up farms for the people, and this has been running, and it has been persistent, and I think this may have been affecting some people too that really want to go into catfish business. So I'll be talking about that lately, but looking on your screen now, once again, today is the 16th of January 2022. As you can see from your screen, I'm taking some jumbo fast-growing claras, pure clara seeds to Ikorodu at Adamo, and it's very early in the morning. Today is Sunday, and the time you are seeing on the screen is around 5 a.m. in the morning. And why we are doing so is because, one, there's not too much traffic, and because of the quantity of fishes we are taking, and the size of the fishes we are taking, so I need to make sure that it goes through a very good weather condition, so that we will be having a zero mortality while our route. These are some of the experiences that deal for any farmers that really want to go into fish transportation too as well, because fish transportation on its own is another value chain in catfish farming that you can start, and you can at least be making some cool catch depend on your location. I normally sell a lot of things on this channel. It's only those people that really know what informations, valued informations, that can really key into most of these points that you are hearing here. There is something we call fish oilaging, and which I think depend on the location you are. For example, if you are in a location that the production of seedlings is high, maybe location like the Diroko side of Ogun State, the Egbeda side of Lagos State, the Ijebu-Ode side of Ogun State too as well, which I really know very well that they are really producing massive production. You can definitely have a boss for haulaging seedlings, and by the time you have that, you must be expert and experienced enough to transport fish from different distances. Maybe you are transporting fish for 24 hours, or you are transporting fish for 12 hours. With this, you should be quick enough to really understand how you can transport, when you can transport, so that you won't be having you'll be having a lesser mortality, and your fishes should get to a point and very active. So before we do most of our transportation, we do some calculations, and because of the experience we have had so far and of what we have known so far, so we make sure that depending on the fishes that we are transporting, we make a quick one to determine when and how the fish will be transported, and because of the distance too as well. And this now gives us the opportunity to know how many pieces we will be putting in a particular container. So based on what we are putting on the particular container and how we preserved the container, will give us the opportunity to know how many distance these fishes can do without mortality or less mortality. For example, if I'm taking fishes from here to like Warri, I should know that one, despite the mortality for the fishes, I need to put a mortality for the transport, and this has to be considered. I will not put, because I will have to look at the size, so I will not want to put a more mortality to congest the container, because by the end of the day, if you are even adding more mortality to congest the container, the fishes, that 3 to 10 mortality or 20 mortality you will put inclusive to the container may congest that container and kill all those fishes that you are transporting. So to me, it's better, maybe the keg is a leg that is taking 1,000 pieces of fishes, and maybe you added some mortality on your 1,000 and you want to add some mortality for the transport, and you know the sizes of your seedlings are bigger enough to congest the pond, so make sure that you don't add such mortality. So it's better for your client to still have his 1,000 intact without mortality than you adding other mortality that will kill all the fishes. By the time they get there, they may not be able to get any fishes, depend on the distance. And some of the challenges we do have in transportation sometimes are the nonchalant of the drivers, because by the time we are transporting fish, we preserve fish. Sometimes we preserve fish for 24 hours, and what that really means is that the fishes can go from a distance to a distance for 24 hours even without changing water, because all this has already been inculcated by the preservative. But after the 24 hours, the driver felt nonchalant. Maybe he had a problem with his car on the road, and with that he failed enough, because he's carrying a livestock, failed enough to change water for the fishes. This may destroy or kill all the fishes. So those are some of the challenges you can have when transporting fish. This also happens mostly to these fishes that it's preserved with oxygen tablet or oxygen fluid. So if you are using a container, maybe you are preserving it with an oxygen tablet, sometimes it do fails if you don't understand the calculations. Maybe you calculated that the oxygen tablet should take them for 12 hours, and the drop of the tablet you should use is maybe 3, and you use like 2 or 1. With that, it may fail at 6 hours, and all your seedlings will automatically died the same time that is expired. So these are just to give you how we do preserved, and how it is important for you to know how to preserve your fishes for a long distance drive. So once again, today is the 16th of January 2022, and I'm taking these fast growing LD jumbo size seedlings to Destiny Farm at Adamo. These are what you'll be watching on the screen, and that is why I normally give opportunity for us to see the activities, to see the ponding system, to see some of the facilities, to see what is really happening in farm, to see how to set up your own farm, to see the designs, the landscaping of how you can set up your own farm. I said it earlier that if you intend setting up a farm and you thought you want to use, this is a medium you want to use, and people are discouraging you, this is other type of system you want to use and people are discouraging you, I will have to tell you the truth that that part of a thing that you want to do or you intend doing and people are discouraging you, that is where people are making huge profit. So that is where I'll be picking out my topic for today, which I tagged why farmers are making consistent huge profit in fish farming business. So what I'll be talking about today is that I'll be using my client, another client, to give you some of the encouragement you can have in the fish farming business. Once again, fish farming is like any other business. It's like any other business. A business is a business, but depending on how you really want to make up, or the target, your aims and objective of your business, is only when you don't make farming a business. But because fish farming is highly capital intensive. Please, anybody that is telling you that fish farming is not capital intensive, the person is deceiving you. Like sometimes if I'm having quotes from anybody, I do have quotes virtually every day to set up a farm for clients, but some of the discouraging object of it is that I will tell you how much you are going to use to run your farm. So by the time I tell you the amount of what you are going to use to run your farm, I do discover that some clients do just go back, maybe go to contact any other people that may lie to them, or any other person that may not want to give them or tell them, or the person don't even know how much it takes to run a farm. For example, the most less expensive, that means on your running cost, or let me put it to your overhead, that the most lesser expensive you will ever spend is seedlings. Maybe you are buying a seedlings for 1,000 for 50 naira, or 5,000, 50,000 naira, or 30,000 naira. The money to feed those seedlings for just 6 months to 5 to 6 months on its own presently will cost you nothing less than 550,000 naira or 500,000 naira. But if you do know how to correct your cost, to amend your cost, you will be needing like 400,000 naira to 430,000 naira. But many people will fail to give you this analysis because of what they want to see. What I mean by what they want to see is that they may try to construct ponds for you, try to give you seedlings, which you know that that is the most needed before you start up a fish business. But they will be fail enough to tell you how much you are going to feed using feeding the fishes, because as we all know that this takes almost over 75 to 85% of your running expenses, depend on how you can utilize or manage your feeding. So by the time you set up your farm and you started running the business, in 4 months you may hang because you don't have the money to feed. Sometimes some calculations may not come forth when you needed it. Some calculations may not really be given at when due. Some calculations may be hidden in order to lure you into having the system. So I will use that to point out a word from my sentence now, which I normally have from clients too as well, because sometimes you visit farms and you heard it that some people lure them into the business. I will tell you the truth that you are not lured to the business because you must have passion and be interested in the business before you joined it. I do point it out that if you are using your money to sell, maybe to do trade, or you are selling biscuits, or you are selling any kind of a business you are doing, it does not require that you do the business and you will be prosperous. It does not really certain 100% that you will not fail in the business. But to me, in catfish farming, it can be well controlled because there's analysis there for you to feed your fishes very well, to do very, very well, to do very, very good. Don't go for a very cheap seedlings. That is the foundation. Since you don't go for a very cheap seedlings, you having a very good seedlings. This will propel, and what you are giving to them will work on them, and they will do better. And you don't feed them less. Fish will give you automatically. Sometimes fish can give you 100% profit, even more than. That is the truth. So it's not about luring anybody into the business. It's about you understanding business, unlike any other business. I have tried many business so far. I started fish farming business over 17 or over 19 years ago. And I left the business for many other business too as well. But I can tell you categorically that it takes stress. It takes stress to have that profit you deserve, and by the end of the day, the business are not forthcoming, unlike catfish, unlike fish business, which has lot of valuations that you can tap into to supplement or to augment your present businesses. So I will advise you that if you want to start business, maybe you are in diaspora, you are abroad, and make sure that you have passion for the business yourself, and make sure that you understand the business. Understanding the business is very, very key. It's a business that is very, very lucrative. It is a business that has a lifespan of almost 100. The last lifespan it has is 100 years. So I don't think any business should have that. With that, this can determine to tell you what this business can really go, and what this business can really give to you, and what this business can really turn you into and your family into. Let me just break it down in a little bit. I said 100 years. What I mean by 100 years is that this business are business that can be given to children and children and children. That means your children can inherit the business, and your children can grow the business more. This business give rooms for expansion. This business give rooms for creativity. It gives rooms for more opportunities for other things to come in. It gives rooms for more value chains to come in. I had a farm that what their dad is doing is just farm growing, and I can tell you now is that by the time you get to the farm now, the children takes over, and now they are processing their fishes and taking it abroad. They are filleting their fishes, taking it abroad. They are extracting fish oil, and these guys are doing great. So it depending, So it depends on how creative you are into this business. It depends on how you really know and how you really want to do the business. So with this, I will now go take you through what you are seeing on the screen. In here is the 16th once again of January 2022. I'm dropping this jumbo pure Clara seedlings to a client at Adamo. As you can see from this setting, you can see this is a very big farm. But to encourage you, this farm has been running and are not really making what is expected before until we met. But while we met, we started dialoguing. We talked about many things, and the owner of the farm is a visionist. Is a man of I will call a man that is enterprising. So we started supplying this fish because presently they have an hatchery, and you normally know as a fish farmer, hatchery is highly technical. Hatchery involves lot of practices. So but I normally tell you, it doesn't really matter you start up an hatchery. If you are expecting to start up an hatchery to give you that seedlings that you required for your farm, you may not be into fish farming. You may not go into fish farming. There are some locations that are not doable for hatchery. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you can use to survive in that location is when you invest a lot of money in equipment and water corrections. So there are some areas that are not doable, that will give you a lot of stress, and there are some areas that by the time you spray your egg, you have a result automatically. So what we do is that we started bringing fishes to this farm on a weekly basis, and they are making huge money from fish farming. As from then, as you can watch from my previous videos, just try to watch from my videos. For those of you that are doubting how we supply fish, are the fish is really doing well, just scroll to our video, scroll back, go to our channel, go to the video, scroll back, and started pinpointing how many times up in a week that we supply some farms. You will see that if the fishes are not doing well, the farms will not take it. We will not be having a supply at a regular basis. So in here, what you are seeing there is that we supply the farm sometimes 2 times in a week, or sometimes 2 times in a month, or sometimes once in a month. And you will be watching the pond, that all the concrete pond is filled with fishes. They are filled with our fishes. The eating pond is filled with our fishes. So on a regular basis, they sell up and roll up may launch fishes. That means 3-month fishes. Sometimes we supply fishes and they sell off in 2 months. Sometimes we supply fishes and they sell up in 2.5 months. So this has been a culture for the farm, and sometimes they sell fishes worth 6 million, 7 million, 8 million, 5 million, 4 million in the farm. So it is very, very important. This is just an encouragement. It's an encouragement for upcoming farmer to really, at least sometimes if you ask, you have to pay for a mentorship in order to have informations. Some people thought that token they are paying for mentorship, maybe they look at it as an exhaustion, which I don't know, and I don't know where you spend well over 10 million on a business and you can't pay a token to understand the business. So sometimes I don't know what is happening, and I tried to think maybe the farmer is not serious. I'm sorry for the language, because I see many farms, see many people that really want to go into farm. I have an eligible lady that is into farming that goes round everywhere to make sure that he perfected, spend money on researches, spend money on his worker, on her worker, spend money to really understand and know what she's doing. She's a woman, not to talk of a man. So people are doing great. So please don't let anybody deceive you. Depend on how you want to do it. Most of the key factors that are killing farmers are lack of information. Most of the key things that are killing business, not even fish farming, not even farming, every business are information, lack of information, greediness, sometimes self-reliance, greed in self-reliance. They will think I think it's just only I've seen it on the internet that you just put fish in the water and you just be feeding them, and when the water is smelling, you change the water, you put another water. Okay? When your water is smelling, it gives rooms for you that you are running into having mortalities, you are running into infection and diseases. Please make sure that you really understand what you are doing. Make sure that you are not being propelled or forced to do the business. Check yourself, look yourself. There are a lot of people that I consult to. A lot of them are in abroad. I tell them, make sure that you get somebody here that will manage your farm for you. That is what we call integrity. That's what they call trust. That is what, if I really want to reap you, I won't tell you to get some of your people to manage the farm, because I can't do it. But to manage your farm so that your people, your trusted people, because in this business I've worked over many farms and I discovered that the people that are really killing the business are the people, the families of the person that is doing the business that is not even in Nigeria. The first thing they do is that the consultants will call them in, they will discourage and drive out the consultant, take over. There are a lot of it, I know, but because I do a lot of activity in a daily basis, so I don't really care, it depends. So they will take away the consultant, and it's the consultant that call them in. Maybe it's the consultant that tell the persons that please involve one of your family to run the business for you, involve your brothers to run the business. So the only thing it will do is that it will make sure that it strike you, because it has seen it as an opportunity to make money, but the consultant is not seeing it as an opportunity to make money. He's seeing it as an opportunity to build up a very good resume. He's seeing it as an opportunity to let the person know that what he's preaching is true. He's doing it as an opportunity to let people, to take people out from poverty, to let people's mind know that this business is highly lucrative, unlike how the faces of what other people are really looking at it. And let me now point it out. What is killing and what is not making people so believe that fish farming is a lucrative business is because they see a lot of huge farm being abandoned. And they will think, why is this farm abandoned? This farm is closing down. This farm is abandoned. I don't think if this farm is profitable, why are they being abandoned? Or somebody may tell you that he has been doing the business. The business is not profitable. No, it's not like that. You can, if you really know about the business, some people will tell me so, but by the time I ask them one or two questions, I discover that maybe they don't have money anymore to run the business. And if you don't have money to run any business, the business will collapse. Let me give you an example. Maybe you put in 5 million naira into fish farming business, and by the time you are running the business, you started using that money to solve family problems. I have a very close friend of mine. I'm just giving this as an example. He had 2.5 million naira when he wants to stock the fishes I'm giving to him, which I told him he would need nothing less than 2.2 million naira to feed, and I will advise him not to touch the 2.5 million naira, or so that he can use rest of it in case of incasity. And he said yes, because he said the money is there, that he's going to use it. So by the time we started, I stocked the pond and he started feeding. He bought the first food for the first month and everything was fine, and the fishes are doing very, very great. The fishes, the farm and the fishes are inside my, you can watch my video, you will see there. I was there to sort the fish for him after 1 month, which I was very, very marveled and very, very happy. But by the end of the day, the wife brought in problems. With what I mean by catch challenges. He brought in that they want to do this, they have to do this. One of their children are going to a boarding school, and he's tired of because of her work, so they need to take him to boarding school by force, and all this and all that. This guy has to take almost about 1.2 million or 1.3 million or 1.5 out of that money to send the son to a boarding school. So by the time he fed for just 2 weeks, there's no money to feed anymore. As I'm still telling you, presently the farm is there with just 1,000 pieces of fishes, and the 1,000 pieces of fishes cannot even be fed anymore. The fishes have eaten themselves, cannibalized themselves. Even those people that are buying melosh called me that they want to buy, and by the time I send them there, they say it's too small even for my lunch at 6 months. So these are the problems. By the time you see people, by the time you see farms collapse, you need to ask them, what is the problem? Ask them 2 or 3 questions. You will know that they are the problems. They are the problems. People, let me tell you, silent farms are providing, they are productive, they are making huge profit on a daily basis. They don't make noise. Those people that are making noise are those people that are not really making it. There are some farms that are making millions of money every day on fish farming. So please, make sure you join the cliques of those likes. Make sure that you are motivated, make sure that you are creative, make sure that you are productive, make sure that you made up your mind and you are interested in the business before you join the business. So once again, people are making consistent huge profit in fish farming business. So once again, my name is TM, your Uncle Catfish Solution Place and Academy, where we give you in-depth information about catfish farming. And make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel that you're watching. Make sure that you like and share. Make sure that you do the subscription now and you share. Make sure that you come back here to listen to more good informations, more driving information about catfish farming. We give you a daily activities on this farm, which we give you videos on what we do, and we give you more motivational talks and lectures. So thank you so much. I so much appreciate you. For those that are patronizing me, God will bless your business and will grace your business. And as we are working together, I can see it myself that your business is being graced, because when your business is graced is when you call us for activities on a daily basis. Thank you so much, and God bless you.